Yoholei Keder. So the pasuk further continues and says that as the Alter Rebbe explained, that the Knesset Yisrael, the Shechina, says to the neshamas of the Ibur of Atzilus, that even though that I became darkened through the fact that it's bitter for its distance from Hashem, and also that it has been dressed up in mitzvahs, ma'asiyos, in gashmiyos, but yet shkoirani v'nova, I'm beautiful because Dafke in this mitzvahs, ma'asiyos, we have the level of keser, the level of makifim, which is higher than his galus, than the experience of the neshamas of Ibur, of the Benois Yerushalayim, which Benois Yerushalayim is a very high madrega. They are included b'chinas Ibur, and they're ein soif, they're bittel, they're in Atzilus. But yet, Nova, the beauty comes when it comes down in Biyah. The pasuk continues, I am dark, just like the Oholei Kedar, the tents of Kedar. Kedar were a traveling nation. Their tents were made black. They had black tents. So he says, Oholei Kedar, like these tents, the black is like the Oholei Kedar. What does it mean? The Alter Rebbe explains now, Oholei Kedar. Kedar were also a nation that descended from Avraham, because we see in the pasuk amongst the children of Yishmael, the second son's name was Kedar. So that's a reference to this Kedar. It is just like the tents of Kedar, which comes from Avraham, sheyotza mimenu b'chinas Kedar. Like Avraham, from whom comes out the level of Kedar. Kedar is sigim upesoilas. Those are imperfections. Those are leftovers. Those come from Avraham. So what are we trying to say? Just like from Avraham, there is pesoilas and sigim, but they come from Avraham, which means they have a level of ohel, a level of makiv. Kedar itself was negative, but Oholei Kedar are a level of makif of Kedar. To say that there is a level of makifim for Kedar from Kedusha. So he says, although this Kedar, what is Kedar? Kedar is sigim upsoilus. That's leftover imperfections of psoilus. But still it has in it a little bit of energy of Kedusha. Shim loikein, hoyakolav v'nifsad. Then it would have been destroyed and lost without any chayis. Elo sha'chayis ahu u'bebchinas makif. It has a little chayis which is in a way of makif. The Alter Rebbe will explain in the parenthesis in a minute that what exactly is he trying to say here? Learn from the Oholei Kedar. But basically, the point here is that notwithstanding the fact that it is a level of Kedar, it's a level of black, it's the Oholei Kedar, yet there is Ohel, there is a level of Makif. And he says, V'hu inyan levoino shebiyud alev samemone haketoris. You have in the Ketoris, usually in Kedusha, we have 10, like the 10 spheres. But when it comes to the HaKetoides, over there we have 11 samemoni HaKetoides, 11 spices that made up the Ketoides. So there is one of the spices is called Levoina. That's the 11th. What is Levoina? Shabiyud Aleph Samemoni HaKetoides. That's the Levoin. The word Levoinos means white. Lovon, from the word Lovon. Why is that Levoina called white? The other 10 spices, ingredients, hey, mislapshim b'klippas. They dress up in klippas. Bahayud Aleph, but the 11th, Ubebchinas Makiv, that's in a level that it doesn't actually dress up in the klippas, but it is a Makiv over them, Shuhu be'etzem Lavan. That is an essence Lavan. That is the Levoina essence Lavan. V'zehu, and this is what we're saying, K'ahole Keder, like the olim of Keder, Sheyesh Lahem Oyel U'Makiv, they have an oil and a makif. Kach yesh etzli b'chinas oil u'makif. Likewise, by me, by the person who says shchora ani, or by the neshamas that say the shchina that says Knas Yisrael that says shchora ani, we have the level of b'chinas oil u'makif. We have a tent and a surrounding. Which comes from the level of Yichudei law, from the level of Bittel. Why? I was blackened by the sun, because it was nurtured. It had the level of the sun, and it got darkened because it removed from the sun, as we said before, the Shchoirani. The shemesh is shemesh u'mogen chulu, as we said, shemesh u'mogen havaya likim. That means that Shem is the shemesh, so it has from the level of shemesh, and that is the Ole Keder that the person says. The Alter Rebbe explains now in the parentheses. What it means to say, the yesh b'chinas makif hamechaya oisom shem b'shviras hakelim. Since we say that they, the Kedar, they have a makif that gives life to them, even though they come from Shviras HaKelim. Mikol Shikein, what's the next word? V'kal v'chomer? Or a kuf?
Yes. Kal v'chomer.
Kol Shikein v'kal v'chomer. So how much more so, for sure, they say that they have Shenimshach Mimakifim Elyonim Mikim Amitzvos Maisis. So for sure we should get the Makifim Elyonim when we do the Mitzvos Maisis. In the level of Shchora, we definitely have the Makifim. Shu Tikun Ubirur Klipas Noiga, which that is to fix and to sort out the Klipas Noiga. To remove the evil from amongst you. That's the birur of Klipas Noiga. So for sure, in that avoida, we have that level of oil we have from the Makif Milyonim. The ayin mashekosov lekamon soiv dibra hamaschil lesusosi berich beparei demisich. V'ayin bedibra hamaschil v'ahi b'shalach parei. So the way he teaches over here, I am beautiful, Vinova, just like the Oiholim from Keder get the Makifim, we also for sure I get the Makif. And then the pasuk continues, those are the panels that Shlomo spread out, they too were black. What is that? Is makifim yoser el yenim. That's a higher level of makif. Kiyesh is the next word. Beis b'chines b'makifim. Yesh
Beis Bichinas
b'makifim.
Mamakif.
Okay. Yesh beis b'chinas b'makifim. There are two levels in makifim. Ha'echad shemizgalin b'ato. One makif. So you have the makif of Ko'olei Kedar. That's a lower level of makif. Yiriyah Shloimo is a higher level of makif. Ki yesh beis b'chinas b'makifim. There are two levels in makif. Ha'echad shemizgalim ato. One which is revealed now. Basically, we have the makif, which we have now. That's a regular, the lower level of makif. And then you have the higher level of makif. They don't come revealed, only Moshiach. Then we'll have a higher level of makif. That'll be the Yiriyah Shloimo. So we get a makif today that we can get today in our avodah, in the gashmis, in the shachrus that we work with, and then we get something else which is not revealed now, but it's going to be lost in love Mashiach. Biaor al posik over there explains on the verse Aboyim Yashresh Chulu. Va'oisam nikraim Yiriyah Shloimo. They're the panel of Shloimo. Why are they the panel of Shloimo? What is it to connect Shloimo? They're Yiriyah Shloimo because they represent the idea of Shalom, of peace. And Shloimo al Shem HaPosuk, that is on the name of the verse, the word Shloimo. Name Shloimo is, it says, Oy yachzik b'ma'uzi, when you hold on into my force, my strength, the Torah, it says, Yaseh Shalom li, then that will make peace to me. Yiriyah Shloimo, those are the panels that make Shalom li, those are the panels that bring about the Shalom. What does this mean? What does it mean that it brings Shalom? Pirush inyan Shalom. What is the meaning when we say peace? Hu hischabrus beis havchim. When you connect two opposites, that means that there is peace. You bring peace from the two opposites, the hainu. What is it meaning over here that you're making peace in two opposites? When you have oiris, the hainu, oiris el yonim shetivam lalois uliistalik lemato. When you have lights which are high, who have the nature to go up higher and to remove themselves above, if we can get them to yo'iru lamata, that they should shine below, that is the meaning of making peace. To bring the highest level, the oiris el yonim, that want to go up naturally, to bring him down, that's the level of peace. But in the pasuk it says 2 times peace. It says Yachzik b'meuze yasim sholem li, sholem yaseli, a second time. Ubeis pamim sholem, and the 2 times sholem is both b'pamalia shel mailo v'shel mato. In the academies or in the area of above and below, there will be in the higher levels there will be shalom, and also in the lower levels, as he explains. Pamalia shel mato, the lower level is his chabrus malchus de atzilus liyos atik libria. That is when you have malchus of atzilus to connect and come down and become a keser, an atik for bria, to be mamshich in bria. What is pamalia shel mailo? Liyos hamshochas v'ischabrus, to extend and to connect mibchinas ein sof, from the level of the Ein Sof, which is the Kulam, b'chokhma siso. He creates everything with the level of chokhma, which is called asiya. Shah chokhma nikra asiya gashmis lefanav yizbarach. This chokhma is called asiya gashmis. So to take from the level of Ein Sof, liyos atik la'atzilus, that it should become atik la'atzilus means to bring it down into atzilus. And that means what he says, the chokhma siso, we call chokhma that comes from the level of atik, from the level of Ein Sof, from the level of to come down into the level of chokhma, which is considered only asiya via atik latzilus. V'ayim hashakosim is b'divra maschil tzeno reno v'melech shloima. There discuss os melech shloima. Chol ha'oisei b'toiro lishma mamshich zois. And anyone os yachzik b'ma'uzi, meaning when you hold on to your oisek b'toiro lishma, you hold on to the Torah, to the mois of Torah, then you get it. Yasa sholem li sholem yasali al yidei kriya b'Torah b'ois Torah mamshich zois. By reading the words of the Torah, you draw down this level of his chabrus of malchus atzilus to be atik lebriya, and his chabrus of Ein Sof to be atik latzilus. And that's through learning Torah, the level of shachbus. That's where you get the ba'ol keder and the Yiriyah Shloima. V'zehu asher yikra'uhu be'emes. And this is what it means. Hashem is close to all those that call him, to the one that call him with truth. So what does it mean, be'emes? If you call him with truth, means be'emes zu ha-Torah. If you call him with truth, you call him with Torah. Ki chokhma nikra emes. Chokhma is called emes. Eiraisa me chokhma nafke, so Torah is emes. V'yikra'uhu be'emes. Pirusha, what does it mean? Call him be'emes. Pirusha, b'toich emes yikra'uhu v'yamshichuhu. Inside of the emes, inside of Torah. Over there, you are going to call Hashem inside of the Torah, and you're going to draw down Hashem in the Torah, through the Torah. V'nikra Yiriyas Shloimei. And that's why we call this Yiriyas Shloimei. It's called Yiriyas Shloimei Behei. Not Yiriyas Sholem, but Yiriyas Shloimei, because it goes in the pasuk of Sholem. Why Behei? Because we're talking about the both level, the Hei Ilah, which is the Ein Sof in Atzilus, and Hei Tatoa, which is Malchus of Atzilus in Bia. So now we have the idea of Sholem that we're talking about, but then we have Ohel, ki Riyah Shlem. In the Inyan, Sholem Shlema Atzmon, when we talk about Sholem and Shloima themselves, that is when you dress up in the world, and you make peace between the Eiris Elyonim and the world below. There is a Hischabrus. That's the level of Shloim itself. Avol ki Yiriyas Shloimei. But when we talk about the Yiriyas of Shloimei, Hainu Makifim Elyonim, that's already talking about higher level of Makifim. It's not a Ve'ein lu'umosom be'klipes klal. There is no corresponding in klipes at all. Yud Aleph, someone at the level of Levoino is the corresponding to Kedusha. Ole Kedor, Kinas Levoino neged b'chinas makim to Kedusha. Because you have the tense of Kedor, they get from Kedusha, but the Ole Kedar, that 10th of Kedar, is the level of Levaina, which corresponds to the Makim of Kedusha. Abel Neged Yiriyah Shloimeh, but opposed Yiriyah Shloimeh, Ein Luma Zeklal, there is no level at all in the other side. This will be revealed in the future. This is what the pasuk Shchorani bebeis Shachrus Hanal, the two above mentioned darkness, and the Afal became Nova Kunal, and still is beautiful. This is also hinted. The level of levels of white and dark and black, the Bnei Tzion, the Bnei Yerushalayim, and the Shachruris, and the highest level that you get, Shkoira Nivenova, is hinted in the Pasuk, Mipnei Seva Tokum Chulu. So this is a Pasuk in Vayikra. It says, for an elder person, you should get up and you should respect the elder, Pnei Zokin, and Bnei Sobelikim. So I guess Seva means somebody who has white hair. Over here we're talking about Shchoira, what black. So there's a level of white hair as well. That's sort of the level of the Bnei Yerushalayim. So it says like this, Pirush. What it means is that Seva Hainu Mashakosu Vusar Reisho Kamar Nikei. Over there it says the hair of his head. That's the level about Hashem, that the hair of his head is Kamar Nikei, like clean wool. Clean wool is white. Sha'asaides hein b'bchinas lavnunis. Those are white hair. V'hein ha'halochis rabish shebemitzvah hasei. Those are the many laws that are in the positive mitzvahs. Positive mitzvahs are white. I said before the Bnei Yerushalayim, but this is within the Avodah. In Biyah, we have the black is the lois aseh and the white is the aseh. So those are the many halachos mitzvah. Then you have adarto pnei zokin. That's already the phase of zokin. Hainu mashekosu kivutzoisov taltalim shcheres koirev. That they are bangs that are black like a noirev. Those are the black. Or kamayim razal. The Pirush Zokin, as our sages have, they explain Zokin, Hainu Shekona Chochma. Zokin is the one that has Chochma. And those are the many halachas. He associates that more with Chochma than the mitzvahs aseh. Also, he indicated earlier, those are the many halachas in the lois aseh, which require extra Chochma. Shenimshechu v'nispashtu v'mitzvahs lois aseh. They extended and they expanded into the mitzvahs lois. And finally, we also have the v'yareso me'elikecha. What is that? That is hainu divrei sofrim v'zayim mitzvahs derabanan. Those are the have mitzvahs aseh, mitzvahs lois, and now we're talking about the mitzvahs derabanan, the words of the scribes, the mitzvahs derabanan u'kamayim razal. So sages tell us chamurim divrei soirim divrei soirim divrei Torah, divrei sofrim divrei Torah, that the words of the scribes are a lot more stringent and higher madregen even than. That's why it's v'yoreiso belekecha, to fear from Hashem, represented by the mitzvahs d'Rabbanan. And then the pasuk concludes, Ani Havaye Ra'im Hashem the Kulachad, meaning that this is all one. Aseh, Loisaseh, the Rabbanon, everything, Ani Hashem, I am Hashem, I am one. Okay.